Isobel tightly holds the bottle in her hand as she stands in the dark bedroom, the glass cold against her palm. The door is closed. The house is quiet. Then she hears it. Her father's breathing through the wall, slow and uneven, rising and falling in the silence. One swallow would end everything. No more shame, no more disappointment, no more confusion about who she is supposed to be. She is supposed to be strong, respected, disciplined, raised in church and known as a good girl. No scandals, no public failures, no reason to fall apart. And yet, she is here, alone in the dark, wondering if anyone would notice if she disappeared. Are you feeling discouraged? This story shows how faith in God can help you get through even the hardest moments. It shouldn't make sense. A girl surrounded by faith her entire life should not end up here. A woman trained for success should not be ready to quit. Nothing about this moment fits the story she was supposed to live. Isobel Kuhn grew up in a home where Christianity was part of daily life. Church was routine, prayer was expected, mission work was discussed at the table. Her parents believed deeply, and she learned early how to behave, how to succeed, and how to look respectable. Faith was everywhere around her, but it was never something she felt personally connected to. It was inherited, not experienced. At university, her world expanded. She excelled academically, earned rare honors, and became well known among her peers. Professors praised her intelligence. Friends admired her discipline. She had everything that signaled a bright future. Then one day in class, a professor mocked belief in God, and the room filled with laughter. She joined in. It felt intelligent, modern, free. From that point on, she decided faith was unnecessary, and she quietly stepped away from it. For a time, life felt lighter. She focused on achievement and independence. Isobel fell in love, believing she had finally found stability and security. Then she learned he had been unfaithful. When she confronted him, he didn't apologize. He didn't try to explain it away. He told her plainly that this was who he was, and that marriage would not change him. If she stayed, she would have to accept it. There would be other women. There would be other betrayals. In that moment, everything collapsed. The future she had imagined, security, loyalty, stability, disappeared in a single conversation. Now she stands in her bedroom, gripping poison, listening to her father breathe through the wall. The sound cuts through her despair and brings back memories of his kindness and devotion. Her chest tightens. Her hands begin to shake. She sets the bottle down and sinks onto her bed, unsure of what to do next. Out of desperation, she whispers a prayer, asking God to prove that He exists and to give her peace, promising that if He does, she will give him her life. Nothing dramatic happens. There is no voice, no vision, no sudden emotion, but slowly something settles inside her. The panic loosens. The darkness lifts. Peace replaces chaos. She stays there for hours, realizing that she no longer wants to die. From that night on, her life begins to change quietly and imperfectly. She starts reading the Gospels in secret, learning how to pray, wrestling with doubts, and letting go of old ambitions one piece at a time. She tells almost no one, afraid that her faith might not last. But it does. It grows stronger through struggle rather than comfort. She graduates with honors and begins teaching, appearing successful by every outward measure. Then she hears about the Lisu people in the mountains of China, isolated and unreached. Something deep inside her responds. She enrolls in Bible school, leaves home, works long hours to support herself, becomes ill, falls behind, and pushes forward anyway. Her plans are delayed. Her calling is questioned. She waits for years, learning patience the hard way. Eventually, she boards a ship alone and leaves everything familiar behind. China overwhelms her. The poverty, the insects, the crowds, the food, and the loneliness test her daily, At night, she falls to her knees in exhaustion and doubt. In the morning, she keeps going. She learns a new language, word by word. She hikes into remote villages. She eats what the people eat. She listens to their fears and stories. Trust comes slowly, but she stays. She marries, raises children in isolation, and endures long separations and constant danger. She sends her daughter away for safety, writing goodbye letters through tears. After decades of missionary work in China, Isobel was forced to leave the field due to political upheaval. She begins again in Thailand, serving displaced Lisu believers and rebuilding ministry from the ground up. Isobel begins writing in journals about her experiences with the Lisu people. Over the next couple of years, her health declines, and cancer eventually overtakes her body. Hospitals replace villages. Weakness replaces strength. But she continues writing, praying, and encouraging others until the end. When she dies, there is no global recognition, no public monument, no worldly reward. Mission support organizations publish and distribute her journals in an effort to encourage and inspire other missionaries. Over time, Isobel's writings became highly influential within Christian and missionary circles. Isobel Kuhn did not seek fame or comfort. She chose surrender. And that decision, made in her lowest moment, shaped lives she would never meet and a legacy that continues long after her voice fell silent. Isobel's surrender changed thousands of lives, but she wasn't the only one reshaping China through faith. Listen to the story of Watchman Nee next, a man imprisoned for his beliefs whose influence still echoes today.